This is Neil with the Superman Super Site, and I'm here for another unboxing video. The video for today is of a great new novel that's just been released by the Folio Society. They are a company that produces very high-end books with old-style binding and doesn't really use any of the modern ways that books are put together now, which are nowhere near what they used to be way back in like the 1800s. And the Folio Society is more of a company that uses those old standards to produce very, very high quality books. And you'll see this one you have down here. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the Folio Society's latest book in their DC Comics series. And this one is appropriately enough DC Superman. And they were kind enough to send us a review copy, which I have right here, upside down. And you can see as their emblem on it here, Folio Society. So I'm going to open it up here and take a look and see exactly what this latest book looks like. So let me just get the packaging opened up here. And it is very, very well packaged, as you can see. There's some interesting kind of almost semi-shredded paper in it here for that print. Yeah, it's all the way around the whole book. I don't think I've ever really seen packaging on one. It's almost like fish netting. So, might be an Aquaman book. So let's get this all off of here. It's wrapped quite a few times around it. So let me just see if I can. There we go. Supposed to have to pull all that off and put this other piece down here. So there's the book there. It does have a slipcase cover. So that's what you see there. It's kind of opaque because it has this protective paper around it. So just go ahead and peel it off here. I'm going to try and be super careful with just the paper because that's all it is. Not really collectible at all. Ooh, almost, like I said, it's a slipcase. That book could slip right out of there. So there you go. There's what it looks like. Really nice S logo here. And it has a very vinyl feel to it. You can kind of see it shining there in the light. So hard protective case, like I said. Go ahead and slide the book out and just set that to the side here. And we'll put this to this is a nice little bonus item. We'll get to that in just a moment. So there you go. There is the book, classic artwork of Superman there. And of course, the really nice Superman logo, and then DC Comics' latest version of their logo up here as well. And I'll show you what I mean here about like what I was talking about with the binding and everything. It's really kind of hard to see, but if you look right up here on my big old hand, it's actually bound with thread, just like they used to do, again, with books back in the day. And this book is actually, it's not a history of Superman. That was more like what came out late last year with Superman, the Definitive History. Um, Ed Gross, another great book. If you haven't picked that one up, I highly recommend getting that one. That one weighs like 14 pounds. This one's about 3 pounds. Much smaller, but still a great book nonetheless. You can see some of the artwork there on the very first page. So this actually has reproduction copies of 12 different comic books from 1934 up to right before 2000. And just to give you the title of a few here, some of the table of contents right here. It starts with, we actually have a letter from Jerry Siegel to Russell Keaton from back in 1934 when he and Joe Shuster, were originally trying to get the Superman character published. So it's a copy of that original letter. And then the titles of some of the comic books, the very first one in here from October 1944 is A Mysterious Mr. Mxyzptlk. And then you have The Girl Who Didn't Believe in Superman from March of 55, the original Death of Superman, not the one from the 90s, but the original, which was the storyline of Superman number 149 in November of 1961. And then another reprint is Superman number 400 from October 1984. So there's also a forward in here by Marjorie Liu. She is a very renowned artist in the comic book industry. And then there's an introduction by Jenette Kahn. She was actually the head of DC Comics for a large portion of the 1990s, editor in chief. She was originally a publisher, and then she became editor in chief of DC Comics. So there's a nice introduction in here from her as well. Um, not really going to read through all that, but you can see there's the forward right there, and then flip a few more pages here, and then you have the introduction. So just going to show some of the artwork in here from the reproductions of the comics. This is the letter from Siegel to Keaton. Just read a small excerpt from that there. You can see there's a reproduction of the letter there. So basically, it just says you will find mentioned the first week's script for the cartoon and Superman. Um, and then it's actually kind of hard to read because, like I said, it is a reprint from the original archives. So, but again, it's just a letter. I shouldn't say just a letter, but it is from where Siegel initially was trying to get the story of Superman published. Which at that time, Superman was a very, very different character than we know today. When he finally did appear in Action Comics #1. So there you can see there's 2 more pages of the letter. And like I said, these are copies of the original prints. So there you have the Action Comics #36, which I do believe this is the issue that does have. Let me make sure I'm not fibbing here. Um, Flip through the pages here. I believe this is the one that may have uh, some of the first character appearances. It does have Lois in it, and you can see multiple times. You got Superman over here, and you got Lois right here, of course, getting in trouble. And then the mysterious Mr. Mrs. Fiddlick there. Again, that's Superman in the 30s from 1944. Um, and a reproduction artwork there. So again, it's all original scans from the actual comics themselves, from the archives, and it has 12 issues, like I'd mentioned. Flip. I mean, you can see it's like an exact reproduction of all that original artwork, and great collectible. I mean, just a wonderful item to add uh, to your collection. And then this is one here. This is Superman #149. This is the one I was talking about that was the original. You can see down here, Death of Superman, right there. So, contrary to what some people might believe, the original Death of Superman was not in the '90s. Like I said, it was all the way back in 1963. So, um, then you have this is one I didn't mention earlier. This is a Superman 400 anniversary issue. Um, that might be one that some people out there might actually have in their collection, as it's more recent than the ones from the 30s and 40s. So again, it's just again great artwork, wonderful scans from the original archives. Just flipping for a few more here, and of course the other, the one that everybody's more familiar with the Death of Superman, right here. Um, that is one that I have in my collections. I'm sure quite a few other people do as well. You can see right there the final battle with Superman and Doomsday. And so it's going to be, I know there's going to be a scan of the iconic image. Just have to get over to it here. Yep, there we go. Final blows between the two for basically each one breaks the other's neck, pretty much. So, and then the iconic image of Lois holding Superman there. Sorry about that glare, but these are very glossy pages, which is what you want. So, and then the very iconic image right there. Superman defeated Lois, of course, in just complete turmoil. So, again, it's 12 issues in all. Then Superman Peace on Earth, another great comic. 12 issues in all that have been scanned from the originals, if I haven't said that enough already. And yeah, it's just a wonderful collection. Some more artwork there, back cover. So Mac is the front, like I said earlier. But yeah, again, the Folio Society, they put together these wonderful, absolutely wonderful books. They're just great dad year collection. It does retail for $100, and rightfully so, because it's very high quality. A lot of work's been put into this. They do have other books that are going to be coming out. I believe one of the next ones they have. I can't remember which character it was off the top of my head, but they originally did one that was about the history of DC Comics in general. And then there's also been, prior to this one, Batman. But I have been told, again, there will be future issues dedicated to other characters in the DC Comics library. So, yeah, wonderful, wonderful book here. They did an excellent job. I had seen preview images and did some research on it, but again, until you get something like this in your hands, it just doesn't do it justice until you can actually see it in person. So I'm going to set that back down here. And like I'd mentioned about 10 minutes ago, this is a nice bonus item that comes with it. This is a reprint, Superman #1, as you can see down here, from June 1939. And this is page for page scan from the original, again, archives. You can see right there. I mean, it is an exact copy. Only difference that is not going to allow you to pass this off as a anything that's trying to say it's original is, I believe, on the inside here. Yes, it does have copyright. That puts it as a more recent, as opposed to being from 1939. But you can see there the paper is an exact match with the same paper that was used way back when, 85 plus years ago. And every single page is, there's the Superman of America that you could fill out for joining the club back then. This is just, this is, I would dare say this is what makes this book perfect 100 in my book. Um, to have this reprint of Superman #1 that looks and feels and even smells. If people out there that collect comics know what I'm talking about, has that smell of the original comic. I mean, this is wonderful. You got that after all the melloway items that were never what you expected. Sort of glasses and good lord, they've even got an airplane, as you can see right there. So it's just yeah, this is awesome. I mean, every page in this. I mean, you've even got the story in there in the very last couple of pages that from Siegel and Schuster. Um, and there's pictures of them here, the creators themselves. So little items like that. I mean, this almost feels like you're actually holding the original copy. But again, that that little bit of a copyright date that's right down here at the bottom is going to let people know that this is not an original. And then there's a few other things, but back cover, classic image, breaking the chains. So yeah, if you want to have fun, uh, mess with some people and say, like, I got an original copy of Superman #1. Um, this would actually fool them. So it's kind of cool that they've also got this little protective sleeve that you can put it in here, keep it protected along with the book. So that's a really cool bonus item. I believe the one that they had for the previous book to this one for Batman, I believe they also had a similar copy of Batman's first appearance in Detective Comics. So that is pretty much everything for the Folio Society DC Superman hardcover. Again, it features 12 reprints from the original copies from the archives of 12 iconic stories involving Superman, all the way back to the 1930s up until right at 2000. Nothing from the new millennium, but still 12 great groundbreaking stories about Superman. And it's just a wonderful addition, like I said, to your collection. I can't say it enough for the quality that Folio Society puts into their novels. The slipcover is another standard that they have for the book that they put out. And then that bonus copy of Superman #1 from 1939 just really ties it all together. Like I mentioned, it is $100 retail. There were signed copies available too, but that was limited, and unfortunately, those are now sold out. There are still copies of the regular edition, and if you can go to foliosociety.com and you can purchase it directly from there. I'll actually put a link right here. You can see foliosociety.com and check it out. And also, while you're there, be sure to check out their other DC Comics publications. Right now, it is just Batman and then DC history in general of DC Comics. Great editions in their own right as well. But again, thank you for watching this unboxing video, and be sure to pick up a copy of Folio Society DC Superman when you get a chance. But until next time, y'all stay super.